Hi everyone, Craig Zelzer from PCN back with another tip about how to use AI tools to radically improve your job search and your social impact career. Of course, I'll offer some cautions, but today what I'm going to show you is how you can use ChatGPT and other related tools to provide about 80% of a cover letter for the job that you might be applying for. So one of the questions I frequently get from people, job seekers and professionals, is how much time should I be spending per job application? And in the impact job space or any job searching, part of it is numbers, but really it's quite important to make sure you're applying for the right job with the best materials possible that fit your skill set, salary, and all of that. So it's much better to do more quality applications than volume of applications. So, if you're submitting 100 applications and you're not applying for the right jobs that fit your skill set, or your application materials are not good, then basically you're wasting your time. But if you can do strong applications with amazing materials where you're a good match for the job, and of course networking is another whole thing we'll talk about in the future. So networking is often quite important to build people who can refer you into opportunities, or at least recommend or give you information that would be helpful. So one of the things you can use, to do cover letters and save time in the job search and actually do better cover letters often is ChatGPT and Bing. Bing is a web browser from Microsoft that has ChatGPT built in, and ChatGPT, there's both a free version and a version I pay for $20 a month. Bing also provides a lot of the other functionalities, and there's other tools out there like Teal, which we'll talk about. So I'm going to show you right before this video. I just did a quick search on LinkedIn, found a job. I don't really match 100% for this job, but Capwork Capital is a great impact investor. They have a wonderful job board of the portfolio companies where there's openings, and I just looked this one, social media manager. So I clicked here. I'm going to go here. This is the job description. You can see here, it's part-time. I'm not looking for a job. I'm not sure if they require a cover letter, but if they did, what you can do, you can take your LinkedIn profile, or you could actually copy in an existing cover letter. And a lot of what is powerful about ChatGPT, and I like to use GPT-4 if it's available. You can also use GPT 3.5. So you can say, I am writing, what a lot of this is about is finding the right prompts. And often with ChatGPT or related tools, your first attempt might not be right. So a lot of it is like providing a specific first prompt or series of prompts to get a compelling cover letter. And then as you go, you can give more prompts or say, rewrite this part or provide more data here. So right now I'm saying, please help me write an amazing, wrong button here, amazing cover letter based on my LinkedIn profile for this job. So you provide some specific data, this job opening at EdLift. So you put the link in here, at EdLift as a social media manager. Again, you can also post an existing cover letter you have and say, revise this cover letter based on this. And then it's helpful to provide a few good prompts. Make the cover letter no more than 1.25 pages. Make it fun, engaging, and include both a compelling narrative, of why I am the right candidate for this job. Emphasize my 20 plus years working in education, community management, innovation, social media, and provide 3 to 5 key data points that show the impact of my work. Also, make sure to highlight the relevant skills I have related to the job, and highlight why EdLift is a place is the right next place in my career path. So this is a prompt. One of the challenges with ChatGPT, it still doesn't always give you internet access. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to copy this, and so we'll do this both in ChatGPT directly, 4.0, and then I'll give you the same series of prompts for the same job in Bing. One of the interesting things right now about Bing, it's 100% free. At some point, I think I think if you have a Microsoft account, like if you have a subscription to Word or Outlook, you get more access to a bigger amount of data. You can also use visuals, but right now it's completely free versus ChatGPT has a free version, but often it's overwhelmed. So hit this and let's see how it goes. So you can see, we'll see if this is actually a good cover letter or not. So often the first draft is not great. So it's taking a little bit of time. Let's scroll down. Dear hiring manager. So you can see the starting paragraph is not bad. So let's see what else it says. And you have to be careful. ChatGPT, it says here, might provide inaccurate information. Sometimes they call it hallucination. So I played around with this with another cover letter for a job I was qualified for. And the first draft or second draft of the cover letter said I spoke fluent Portuguese. Not true. It said I had managed some project and some particular donor. Not true. So you always have to double check the data. And another thing that there's ethics about, is this ethical to use ChatGPT to improve your materials? I would say it's a great way to get a basis for your cover letter. So let's say 75% of the cover letter. I really do not recommend ever, at least currently, I don't think it's ethical or you're going to have strong results. If you use these tools, take it, copy and paste, and then submit it. Because one, it's still going to often have a little bit of awkwardness in the language or misinformation or things that are not accurate to your skill set. And two, increasingly employers and fellowship reviewers are going to have tools to see, is this a cover letter or application that was developed 100% by AI? So my recommendation, again, you're going to have to decide for yourself, are you comfortable using AI tools? My recommendation is use this as a basis to build really high quality cover letters based on your skills, and then play with the prompts and then edit it to really make it 100% in your own voice. So if you can look, I'm taking a look. The first paragraph, hiring manager, I try to find the specific person. The first one is good, but it's more about me rather than about the employer. That's really important. In the initial paragraph, to not just say I'm excited, but why do I want this position? Why at EdLift? So I think it's missing a little bit there. It's a little bit here in the second paragraph. So I've been doing 20 years, about 30 years experience, but I like this. Passion's good, but this is a really good thing. The alignment of your mission with my personal and professional interest is uncanny. Not sure I would use that word. It makes EdLift a natural next step in my career path. I like that framing and the technology. While browsing through your job description, I would not use that language because it almost makes it seem like I've never heard of EdLift before, so I would change that. So, but I like here, it's got some data saying I've managed social media, 50,000 members. It's not true anymore. We changed our format. The success was not coincidental. So I think this works well, but it's really missing metrics. So the story is pretty good, but the metrics are missing. We're actually, I think, on PCN 5.0, so this is not correct. So, overall, this is pretty good overview, but it's missing enough metrics. So you can write, please work on this cover letter, cut it down, and include many more metrics on my project management, budgeting, and newsletter management experience. As well, emphasize my strong expertise in social media tools such as Canva for design, Puebler for social media management. What else? Newsletter tools, and that my social media management is not just my opinion, but it's driven by data, and I adapt accordingly. Please also include, what else would be important to hear, that I am an educator, deeply convinced or deeply passionate about equally distributing opportunity as much as possible. Also have done a lot of work on social media events, including global career pop-ups, a podcast with 100 episodes. I haven't managed all of them. So you can get the sense. So let's see what it comes up with now and see if it's any better. So I'm not going to go through, so this is what I'm saying. So I like the deep interest. I think that's better. I think this is a better first paragraph. And then if we see 20 years experience, it could be 30. I like this much better. I've always been driven by one mission: to level the playing field by making opportunities available as possible. I would say like talent is universally distributed, but opportunity isn't as much. So I think it's a good second paragraph. You can see some stuff here. I mean, this should say PCD and 0.50, the budgets. I could talk much more about my budget experience in the development sector, academia. The traffic, the tools are okay. There's not enough stuff here. I like this. This is much better. I could talk much more about podcasts, running events that have raised over $10,000 for charity, convening events with 40 partners. So I think this is a much better thing. So you can see right now this cover letter, I'd say, is about 80%, 85% ready. And then my job as the applicant would be to review, play around with prompts more, to find better metrics. I think the story is pretty good. Now we're going to try the same exact thing. Okay, I'm back. I had a little bit of problems at the end of the previous part of the video where I was trying to switch to Bing Microsoft Edge to use their version of ChatGPT. The challenge I had is I've been using it on my phone. You can download the app and do all sorts of amazing things. So what you need to do, if you have Microsoft Edge, you can do it on your phone. Click on the B. Then you have chat where you can kind of ask questions for more browsing or some task. But hit compose. I'm going to do the same kind of prompt as I did in ChatGPT. I want it to be paragraph, I want it to be long, so hit generate draft. And we're going to see how strong the cover letter using the exact same prompt, at least the initial version, how it comes out in, let's see, in Microsoft Edge and their version. So again, looks like a pretty good start. I think the first paragraph is actually much stronger. The second paragraph is good. It really has some good data, although it's too descriptive. It's missing exact, it's got more descriptive data. It's really missing more about results, expertise, management, budgets. But it is drawing a lot of interesting things from my LinkedIn profile. So, I think this is a decent start. It's missing stuff, so I might try a different prompt. Let's say here, similar to what we did in ChatGPT, please redraft the cover letter using much better summary of data and impact of my work and tools such as Puebler, which is a social media management tool, Canva, let's see, Screen, there's a whole bunch of others. Let's see what it does. And make it clear I have 25 years experience in all things community management, education, marketing, etc. Let's see if it's any better. Let's hit generate draft. So it's actually a little bit easier, I think. I like the user interface of Microsoft Edge being better, but I think in terms of doing multiple prompts, ChatGPT definitely wins because I think it's a little bit harder to see your prompt history here. So let's see. Community manager. Again, this is descriptive. This is missing data. XYZ, that doesn't mean anything. So actually this is bad. Like it's some things I can include, but this is not very useful. This doesn't have I think if I hit here, it'll stop. Let's see. Stop. Nope. Stop. Okay, there we go. So let's try one more prompt and then we'll move on. Please use the same cover letter format linked to the job at EdLift and my LinkedIn profile, Dr. Craig Zelizer, but include much better data and impact relevant to the job skills. Let's see if it gets any better. And again, part of this is just trying it out. So obviously You could do this for ideas and see what comes up. You can do blog posts. You can do all sorts of cool things using these tools. So let's see if this one is any more accurate or something that I feel more comfortable if I wanted to apply for this job. And again, I'm not looking for a job. I just think this is not a data analyst position. So you can see this is a social media position. This is just making up all sorts of stuff. So this is not a good cover letter. So this is one of the things you got, some of the general descriptions is good. I like this paragraph here, but this is not a good cover letter. So, from this quick test, ChatGPT wins by far in terms of less hallucination and easier interface, but you can play with them both. So hopefully you found this a little bit useful. Again, go out and try the tools. Do not submit a cover letter that's drafted 100% by any of these tools. I think that's a little dangerous. Use it as a strong base. Align the cover letter to the job functions, the skills, the language. Make sure to include a compelling story, data, and metrics, and let me know what you find. Feel free to put comments. I'd love to hear your favorite tools, what you find useful, and your cautions.